Yo, Bluepin. How's it going, man? Whew. Yeah, you can attend digitally. If you want, I'm gonna probably... It won't be like you'll... I'll have the chat open. And people can chat. I'm still trying to find a sponsor. if you wanna... if you wanna sponsor a game dev meetup. I need to cover about like $300 a year. So I gotta find a business that'll help that. There's this one really big business that I've kind of been talking to a lot of the guys at the higher ups there, and it's like they're building robots to like the mission of the business is to like build robots to take trash out of space. So, but they have a lot of money, and I'm like, you guys want to sponsor us? Like $300 a month, you know? Game dev, it's kind of like building robots. You're building, you know, it's all just code, right? Oh, cool. I got another follow when I was away. That's always nice to come in and you get follows when you were AFK. I was just saying, no, I need to get one. No, 300 a year. Just for the cost of using meetup.com. Really, that's all I need to cover. 300 a month. I don't know. The venue is they're asking for money, but I know for a fact that some of the other meetup groups, as long as they don't charge admission, they weren't charging them. It's like the idea is, because the idea is I'm trying to like build up like interest in technology within the community, right? And the organization I'm kind of working with, they're supposed to be all about that. So hopefully, you know. Meets up in a Starbucks. We're freeloaders. It might come to that. If I can't work it out with these guys, we might meet at a Starbucks or something like that. Yeah. I'm gonna try to do it. I already have like it's crazy how many people are in that Toronto one. I've already got like 2 people who said they would come. So yeah, I've only got 4 people in the group so far, and 2 of them said they'd come to the thing. And one of them is my friend who lives on the mainland. In it, like, well, how much would show up on a meetup night? Like, roughly. Do you guys have a Discord? How many are in the Discord? So the Discord's a little bit, roughly around the same size as my Discord, but probably more active, I would think. And 15 people show up to the meetups. Do you guys have a meetup.com like this, or is it just Discord? Thank you for... You're always good for information. You always give me, like, ideas. I asked because, you know, I'm putting a group together, and I've thought about not using Meetup and not paying that $300 a year, basically. I have my own businesses here set as the sponsors, you see. But I need another one to actually pay money. These are just organizational sponsorships. Okay, so they do have a page though. I don't think my group's gonna have enough people to where it makes sense to make their own Discord. I think I'd probably just use the Maui Game Studio Discord. Oh, cool. Thanks for the link. 461. That's actually not that much. With Toronto being such a big city, I'm surprised you can't find more. So what happens is because there's like so many, it gets more niche. People kind of subdivide into their own like engines. And happy birthday, Bebder. It's not my birthday. Is it yours? Is it Victor's? COVID canceled a bunch of them, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I wanted to start one right before the pandemic started, and I had like 20 people right in it, and then I'm like, well, if we're gonna have COVID, I don't want to pay the fees, so I was just gonna wait until it goes back up. Like the people, one of the guys I talked to who said he would come is like he's more into like tabletop games, you know. But he's like, no, I'm interested in like game design and stuff, so I'll come and hang out. I'm like, yeah, because Maui's so small, it's probably going to be the case where like it'll have tabletop enthusiasts as well as electronic game enthusiasts, which I think is fine. Yeah. NFT people who are interested in NFTs are interested in games because they could use the art and stuff. I would take forever. I would take whoever. I'm going to actually edit this description right now. I just saw something wrong. I've been really working on my socials, just like getting all the information and the structure right on them, and it's just been like a lot. You want to ask something? Yeah, sure, go ahead. Go for it. So you need the 100. So to get your game on Steam, me and Bluepin both have games on Steam. He has like one game released and one game with a demo that's on the way. I have a game released and I also have a DLC on the way. So it is easy. Overall, I'd say it in the sense that I think you can do it, but just give yourself some time to get all the images together. With your style, you could probably like you could bake those images together pretty quick. And if you're gonna do another free release, I think you would be surprised how much sales you'll get. And you could do like me, where you do a release and then you do a DLC, like a second chapter eventually, if you want to make more money off of it. But you'll definitely get some player base for sure. I would love to see your game on Steam. That would be fantastic. I could see it. I could see people on Steam liking it a lot because how weird it is. I will say though that when you get, it will give your game like more attention. And one thing you got to worry about is a lot of your characters are very similar to popular characters. So it's always a consideration that might stir up some drama, you know, so just go in knowing that. Yeah, no, exactly. Copyrighted material. That's exactly what I was referencing. We were thinking about it at like the exact same time. So, I mean, you can do it. And it is a free game, right? But I don't think you can even charge for the sequel because it'll be associated with. But I don't know. That's an interesting thing because it's a lot of people release free games with like commercial characters, right? But I almost want to see what would happen to you, but it could possibly not be good. I think you could reference Wendy's. I don't think that'd be too big of a problem. It might be, I don't know. But you're not. But if the game's free, you have a lot more freedom to do. I don't know. Ask Bluepin what he thinks. It might go bad for you. I don't know if it will or not, but it might. And I would say I would be curious what would happen. Okay, so yeah, I agree with Bupin. Worst case, your Steam game gets pulled off, and you would lose like $100 because it costs $100 to get your game on Steam. Yeah, if the $100. See, the thing about it, how it would be good is it would get more eyes on your game, I think. I mean, the thing about the partnership agreement is there's ways around it. You know, like if you get revoked, say I was revoked as an individual, if I formed like another company that was incorporated, I could apply as that organization. And I mean, it might eventually get to them but I don't think that would be a big problem, but maybe it would. I don't know. It's just on what you want to risk. I don't think I would do it. Because Bluepin, because I changed, like I'm actually gonna have to change my, so I'm gonna have to change the organization that I'm doing business with Steam with. Because as of right now, I'm doing it directly with them as an individual. Like I'm an individual, right? So I can't actually change the bank account because the bank account that I use for my business is called Maui Interactive LLC. And the way it works with the Steam dashboard is I can only put the money in an account that says Joseph Abraham on it. And my bank account for my business is not Joseph Abraham, it's Maui Interactive. So I can't actually use Steam to pay into my personal, I can't use it to pay a bank account. I can't use Steam to pay to my business bank account. So it's kind of weird. It has to pay to one of my personal bank accounts. And I've been talking to them about this a bit. And what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to actually create a new Steam account. And then I'm going to have to transfer the property over to my new account, which is probably going to happen sometime within the next, beginning of next year. I'll probably transfer it over. And I asked them, like, does that mean I have to pay the fee again? And they're like, no, because your game already had enough revenue. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with Bluepin in the sense that it's likely, but I agree with everything else he said. I don't know if I agree that it's likely that they'll do it. I don't really know. But I do agree if he's saying that they won't really deal with the nuance of it. But I do think that they also just won't even notice in general. I think it's less likely that they'll notice you. If they do notice, the time that they notice would be at the initial intake. Because they do look at your game a little bit when right before you go live. And that might be the point at which they'd be like, no, you can't be on our platform. Well, the Valve employee might not play the whole game. But yeah, the character's pretty much right there. So maybe you're right. I don't know. But then, wouldn't he just not pay? And I don't think they would revoke his game if he never posted anything up. Yeah, if you do a sequel that's safe. I wonder what the law is on that. Like if you have a sequel that's free, like an original game that's free with copyrighted material, and then you do a sequel with none. It's kind of like how'd that work?
Their pants we're going to wear tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that.
Okay, so I'm gonna do one more thing. There's this fight in here. And it's with Scout.
And the day after that.
And okay, so what we're gonna do now. Boy Scout came to the wrong camp.
I guess we all have future pants. Their pants we're going to wear tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that.
This is gonna be complicated. Okay, I can put all of this in. So this is what we'll do. We'll say if Steam won't do much for you. Yeah. I think Bluefin will probably agree to this. It does, like, people when you tell them you have a game on Steam, I think like a lot of lay people will think that that's much more significant than it actually is. So for me, like when I tell one of my students or when I tell like a business associate, oh yeah, I got a game on Steam, they're like, what? That's crazy, you know? But as somebody who's actually done it, you realize it's really not that big of a deal. Like the intake system is not that critical. They more just like make you invisible if they'll like put it pretty much any game up, regardless of quality. They'll just make you invisible if you're not that good. Yeah, 6 years deep into the tsunami of content. Agree, 100%. Honestly, like, it does, I would say Steam does give you more visibility than, like, itch, but it doesn't give you, like, any, like, barely any visibility. It's all about what you're able to produce on your own, you know? Like, you have a pretty decent Instagram following, Bebter, so you will get people, but I don't think Steam is gonna get you a lot of people. They only start getting you a lot of people if you start making a lot of money for them. Oh, really? You get more plays on itch? Yeah. How many followers do you have on itch? I guess I could just look. BluePenStudio.itch bio. Oh my gosh, I'm not even following you. Ugh, that's so funny. Oh, you put all your Game Jam games on here. Followers only get content when it's updated, yeah. How much do I have? Only 34. But I mean, like, I got like 437 downloads. All these tile sets and stuff. Game Jolt and 15 on itch. Yeah, a big part of my downloads is sometimes I put like the mobile version of my game, the Android version of my game, and I also have like 2 tile sets. So I have the mobile version of my game up there sometimes. I have a plugin that the plugin and the 2 tile sets each get downloaded about equally. So you're saying you sell 6 copies or 6 players on your demo? Are we talking Eggnog or Explore Your Story? Six players did the demo. Yeah, I sell about. I'm almost there. Like, I almost make that much with Familia. I get about 5 players a week, 5 new players. So I'm still making like, I mean, I don't know what the math is exactly, but I've been pulling in about 100 revenue. Well, maybe like 80. I don't know. Like 20-ish sales a month, whatever that comes out to. With sales and stuff too, you know? Better than the rest. Yeah. Yeah, Newgrounds is nice for that. I'm enjoying this conversation, by the way, you guys. This is the kind of stuff I like talking about. Newgrounds crowd wants the complete experience, not game jams. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I agree with you. Itch is much more game jam friendly. They're cool with just short, dinky games there. Yeah, I gotta do more game jams where I make tile sets. Like, people download the shit out of these tile sets. Like, I don't really even care about the game, you know? Like, just make the assets. I would do more game jams if I could do more asset dumps. Just create a bunch of assets. And it's cool because I can make, like, different types of assets than I normally do. Familia has such a weird style. I actually want to change the icon to the Maui Game Studio icon. Oh, thanks for the follow, Blue Pen. Do you use Android, Blue Pen, or do you use iPhone? Also, you, Bebda, do you use Android or iPhone? I'm curioso. Android? just changed to my new logo thing. Looks good. Looks good in there. Yeah, so I'm gonna put another version of the demo, the Android demo up within the next couple weeks. It's like almost ready for me to do it, which I'm really excited about. Check this out, Bebder. So this is what I was working on yesterday. Oh no, you were here. Never mind. Like I was working on the Poison, which I really like. I think it came out really well. What I got is very much what I wanted, so. I pretty much am ready to start testing. I want to add one more animation onto one of my battles. And then I'm going to run a test. And after if I can get through the whole game tonight, I'll probably post it on Steam again. Which I probably can. Just speedrun it. It's more just I want to make sure it doesn't soft lock you at any point. That's the main thing. If there's bugs, I don't care. People will play and report them to me. Yeah, I'm really not a big iPhone guy. I'm not a believer. You can put like a custom SIM into your Android and get like a huge freaking one, like a 500 gig one. Stream again soon? I mean, streaming's not that big of a deal. Like, you just turn it on, you know? It doesn't take a lot of prep. Like, I made a video on Sunday, and dude, that was some work, man. Like, that was some work. Because it doesn't... The thing I don't like about it is I don't forward my project at all when I'm making videos. Where streaming, it's like I actually kind of forward my project more. Here, let me turn that volume down a bit. Yeah, and they're actually changing it. They're not using the APKs soon. They're going to switch the format, or they already did, but you can still probably use APKs for another 15 years. We'll see how it goes. But there's like that new format. I forgot what it's called. It may be that they go back and then they just end up they abandon the new format and keep using APKs. APKs are pretty great. Like, the disadvantage of them is they're harder to kind of like take apart and put back together. Still do APKs in testing. Yeah. The other format, whatever it's called, I forget. It's like, it's much easier, even for me at my level of programming, to do like a lot of the downloadable content and stuff and achievements and all that crap. I'm probably going to have to do like, I'm curious with Android, once I get it like pretty decent and I put it up, if it gets like a pretty high like active player base, I'm gonna try to like approach some publishers and stuff about it, because it actually runs pretty well. Yeah, ADHD. I think a lot of the most popular streamers in the world are ADHD though. Like they have heavy onset ADHD. So, you know, don't think that because you suffer from attention deficit disorder, it'll make it so you can't stream. Maybe people might find your personality to be more entertaining. You know, like Miskit, for example, has pretty heavy onset ADHD. And like so I only have Steam achievements on mine, and they actually don't work for the Mac version. So there's just a plugin. I use Huddles combined with the Orangeworks plugin, and it's kind of hard to install. I don't totally remember how to do it off the top of my head, but it's kind of hard. And it doesn't work for Mac, unfortunately. So I kind of went a little wild on achievements for... You can't use plugins. Oh yeah, you're on a different version of RPG Maker. There's ways to do it. You just have to figure out how to get your game to communicate with the API. Which, like I said, it's more complicated on the Mac version. Because the way Macs interact with APIs, there's more like security stuff. So to get a Mac game to work over networking is like more complicated. For an indie especially. Because you have to get all kinds of like you have to clear it with Apple. If you're like a big AAA, you know, they just have all their licensings and like agreements worked out, you know. No plugins at all. No, I know it doesn't have plugins. I don't know if it's even possible until considering every 2003 game I've ever played has no Steam achievements. I mean, I would say it's definitely possible, more if it's like viable. And I don't think you're right, it's probably not viable. Possible is saying too much. A lot of things are possible that we'll never do. It's more about what you can do in a reasonable amount of time. Oh, okay, so we're gonna do. So, in my game, the ninjas don't talk, right? Which makes it kind of complicated. Pseudo achievement system in Bebder game. Yeah, you can just make an in-game achievement that's just evented and variables, you know. I think that's fine. I might do that eventually too, in addition to the Steam achievements. Android has a similar thing too, right? Where I'll have to figure out, I'll have to make a plugin to interact with the Android API. But like, that's like way in the future. Like I don't even want to think about that right now. Like, but with JavaScript, it's not that crazy. It's not like out of bounds. It's just, I don't know. The main thing would just be getting the game on there and working. And then I could like say for example, it took off on Android and then iOS, and I had it out for free and I got like a high player base. That would set me up to do like a Kickstarter or talk to a publisher. Like people are sometimes telling me like, why don't you do a Kickstarter? And I'm like, nobody's really excited enough about my project, right? Like nobody's gonna give me money. Like there's not that excitement there. You know, you can tell. Yeah, Bluepin, I'm with you. You wonder what the difference? So like for I have 60 achievements in Familia, right? And it's like, they're one of those things where if I could go back in time, I wouldn't have done like half of them for sure, and maybe even less. But it was like I got like halfway through doing it, and it's like, okay, well I'm almost there, so I might as well just finish now. But for me, if I were to go again, it might be like you, like I might consider doing no achievements. You know what I mean? Because there's just a lot going on under the hood. Now the difference with like an Android setup, it would be more just learning how to communicate with the API, because I already have all of the like, you know, I can call on the functions now pretty easily once I know how to build the functions. So it's like the game itself has all those. It's like I already did most of the work for achievements if I were to go to Android, right? All I would have to do is figure out how to communicate with the API. Like, and that's like one thing that I could probably do in less than a week, right? I could probably do it with a little bit of help in less than 48 hours. Probably quite a bit less. And I would say 40 hours would be around the maximum that would take. And it's like easy, you know. But if I had not had those achievements set up through Steam already, and then I went in to make the Android version, it wouldn't make sense to try and do achievements it'd make more sense not to. So I'm with you. Like on a totally new separate project, I don't know if achievements are really worth it, you know. So it's something to think about. They are fun. Like they do, like for me, it kind of artificially extends the gameplay for like the small niche players that just like want to get everything. You know, because to get all of my achievements, for some people it'll take like Lemon did it in like 40 hours of playtime. Yeah, the art is not so much of a consideration to me, even though I did spend a lot of time on mine, but it's more just art from my game already, just kind of like modified. But the testing of a Steam achievement is also kind of a shitty thing to do, because like for me, like I had an achievement where you have to kill like basically like 50 of every monster type, right? And I could kind of artificially change it by like moving the variables around and just like jumping on something and making it so it's done. But that's far and away from actually somebody going through and like killing 50 of every monster over the course of 40 hours, you know, and then having them like, I think even now, I'm not even sure that achievement works because nobody's actually done it. I think I could save a ton of time and massively increase the version compatibility. Oh, yeah. No, I agree with you, Blue Pen. So you're saying you're not really interested in it. Even for me, for Android, achievements would be like an afterthought. That'd be like a bonus. Like I would go ahead with the project. It would be like on the far bottom of the end of like nice to haves. And that's for somebody who already is, the infrastructure is like set up for them, you know, like I got everything I need. I just need to set up a couple functions and communicate with the API. Eventually, I have like those autosaves that I basically remove that functionality. And what I'm gonna have to do eventually is find a way to like stream in, make it so you stream those saves in as you play. So like right now it just saves all of it one time snap. And what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to like make it so all of those different aspects of the save stream in over the course of like 25 seconds. So what that'll do is that'll make it so it doesn't like all happen at once, you know? And it's hard because it's like a JSON file, but what I have to do is I have to split it up so it's like basically more or less multiple files or a compressed file or whatever, you know? So it's gonna be interesting. So let me get back to this. If Wix is in party, wait, what did I just do? That was wrong. Cancel to change this. Grab this. I'm going to put in all three of these. So what I'm doing, the hell? Okay. going to make it so if there's a ninja in the party, just no one will talk. It kills all of the dialogue. I think that's the way to go about it, because that's just safe. That'll just make it, that'll work. And it's just simple. It's like, because the ninjas are there, people don't want to even talk to each other. You ever know anybody like that? Where it's like, if they're around, like, people who normally, like, just be talkative together, if someone else is there, it changes the dynamic. Okay, so I'm going to test this battle real quick. It's actually not going to work unless I start from here, which I can do. So what we're going to do is... I don't know, it might not work. We'll try it. You don't want the achievements to be like, congrats, you got to this part of the game. Yeah, I definitely did that. Those are easier though. The secret stuff, it's harder to test, right? Because people don't, so yeah, there should be like no dialogue. Okay, it works. Because they're not in the party, there's no dialogue. So I'm going to try again with... Actually, let's just finish the fight. Oh, he does really low damage because he doesn't have any weapons. Die already. Oh. I see why I did that. Yeah, that's why I skipped it. Back in October, and you were testing combat the same way you are now. Yeah, how far we've come, right? How far have I come? No, not very far. So I see why I skipped it. It's interesting. There's not really a way around that unless I... Familia has come a lot further. The bones... I'm gonna go to sleep soon. What do you mean boons? The boons snowball? What does boon even mean? Oh, yeah. Okay, so you're just saying it got better. Thanks! Man, I have really played, like, some mobile games recently, and... Yeah. No, I just looked up the definition, yeah. It's like benefits. Like, you're saying everything I put in, it gets better and better. It's true, I agree with you. The game's quality has gotten a lot better. There's still, like, some weird things that don't... like really match too, like in the game, that I have to kind of deal with and kind of make it get. The biggest problem in my game, I think, is just the visual alignment in the art, and it's something that's like gotten pretty bad, but it's kind of getting better again now. And I think it'll continue to get better very slowly. But yeah, it's like the thing that I'm the most worried about. Like on this level, for example, this is like my least favorite map in the game by far. And it's okay. It's like, it's not that bad, but it doesn't really, like, my game doesn't look like this map anymore, you know? Only this map looks like this. Like this kind of Minecraft-y, like blocky environment, you know? This is my least favorite map in the game. But I do plan on replacing this when I can get to it, but you know, it just takes so much time. So I'm trying to think. I wish Code was here, because I could write in like some code to get EXP. No. Yeah, no, I like that too, Blue Pen. But I'm gonna make this map more like kind of like, I want to make it feel more like you're in the mountains. You know, I have a pretty strong idea of how I want this to look, and I eventually want to add some stuff into this area to where like there's different guys who can like train you and different abilities and stuff. I wanted to give you that real like Shaolin kind of monk like training ground experience here. Like I want it to really feel like more like that. It is kind of like a rebel camp too, but I also want it to feel kind of like a place where there's like lots of, like there's all these kung fu masters and stuff all over the place. And I'm going to make it bigger, and I'm going to make it a little bit more like hand drawn. And I'm still going to have that like with all of the places where they're training and fighting and stuff. But you know, I have some ideas. I just know it's going to take a long time to get this map the way I want it to look. So I'm thinking about this issue right now, and I could make it so that the people join the party real quick before, and then they're like invisible, and then it switches back to their... I kind of don't want to deal with this right now, but I'm going to put it as like the next thing to deal with. But it'd be significantly more complicated, because what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to make it so I define what actors are in the party at the beginning of the fight with some scripting. And what that'll do is it'll make it so the game knows, because what's going on now basically in layman's terms is you don't have the full party when you start this fight, right? And this is the only fight in the game that's like this, where you start and you add people in. And the reason why it's extra hard is because it adds it when you go to sleep that night, whoever's in your party, that's the party that is in it. So it can't just like, it's harder to set up because I'm using like a lot of there's a lot of different combinations and things that could happen. So it has to be a smarter formula to handle that, you know. One of the things with Act 1 that I kind of bit myself in the butt with is I have like 13 freaking playable characters, right? And it's like you have to account for all these different combinations of different character possibilities, you know. When you look at games where it's just like 4 party members the whole way through, it's like pretty wild. And I don't think that I've really made the game like make those changes significant enough from the player's perspective to where it's like worth the time to create all these multiple different like versions of what happens, you know. So it's kind of like a weird thing. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it so that the battle transition is the ending is off. I forgot the code though for it, so I gotta go find it. I think it's a Heim plugin or something. It might be this plugin too. No, it's not, because it was not working before this. Oh. I don't remember what the plugin was called. Oh, another thing I want to do is I want to make those shadows like less prominent. I want like more implied shadows. Okay, so let me just see what that looks like real quick. You see, I made the shadows softer. I think that's better. Look at the grandma, she doesn't have a walking sprite, so it's just like random sprites. I think the shadow's still a bit too, the edges are harder than I want them to be. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna undo that. Like one thing I kind of try to do now with shadows is I try to not make them like perfect circles. I like that from a stylistic standpoint more. So let's look at it now, right? You see the little shadows. You might reload just so I push F5. Yeah, it did. Yeah, I think these are better. They're a little bit more, like they blend with the background a bit more. And I think the shadows kind of run a little bit too high. Let's try with a different party. Because these walking sprites are kind of terrible. We'll do Kyria. Just people who actually have them, you know. I think this shadow looks way better than it did before. I almost can make it a bit lighter. Okay, I'm gonna write on my notes. So, some things that I actually kind of missed. I'm just gonna write title stuff I missed. Because I create actual dialogue for versus Scout. Not just removing it. The other thing I want to do that I've got to write down the stuff I'm gonna forget. That's really just it. Say stuff I missed. Obviously, if it's on the list, that means I missed it. Oh. So basically, after I put this live, I'm going to change this and make all this September stuff. Keeping this list are really good when I do like the patch notes, because I can see everything I did just by looking at all the stuff I crossed out, you know. So there's one more thing I want to do. It's actually kind of like two more things. I'm just gonna write that down. There's so much shit I want to add, man. It's like crazy. Okay, so this is done. I'm just gonna test the game. Oh wait, I gotta do one more thing. I forget what plugin does it. That was like my problem. Simple name menu. Audio streaming, filter controller, enter stress. Core, save core, class change. Event shadows. Dragon Bones. Ally selector. Visual gauge. Monster counter. Cost items, cooldowns. Common picture events. Region restrictions. Floor damage, external links. What do I call on the common event death? I'm curious. 32, I forgot. Oh. Just fix the mobile control, okay. Paragon Manager, menu label, distribution. I don't know what plugin turns off the destination image. Armor scaling, Mog Hunter stuff. Add extra window to show actor level up. Olivia sequence. Oh, I don't need this plugin anymore. Pull this out. So basically I use this to get like a different color floor damage, but I don't need it. I'm not using it. Now I'm doing the filter thing, so. Critical control, damage control, element core, weapon unleash, turn order display, pre-title events. AI core. Damn it, I erased the code I needed. Hey, you know what? I can find it somewhere else. I know where it is. And that'll show me where what the plugin is that does it. I forgot. Calby burning a house. Victory Aftermath, that's what it's called. Hey, Hex Cards. Yes, it is my first game. Why you ask? I've done other games since. Well, I still worked on this one. But this was the first game I made. If you don't count like really dinky ones. Like stuff I just made like in a few hours, in like a day or something. No, I don't want to see yours. You can go ahead and post it in Discord though. Check it out later maybe. I'm working, yo. I be working. I got the things to do. Yeah, it's hard to stream in dev. It's actually not. I mean, it's just depends on what you're doing, you know? Like, sometimes things would be too boring if you weren't streaming. You know what I'm saying? Depends on if the viewers distract you. It's only a problem if I'm interested in what they're saying. In which case, it's okay. In my channel, we pretty much talk exclusively about like game dev marketing, you know, putting your game on Steam. I try to push for the conversation to really stay in that realm. I don't even really make jokes. If somebody starts making like off-the-cuff jokes that aren't really related to game dev, I usually tell them to like shut up or whatever. So, or I'll mute them or something. You have one on Steam? That's cool. Yeah, post it in my Discord. I will check it out later, off stream maybe. But we just met, you know. You gotta work me up to it. In my stream, I don't really play other people's games. There was like maybe one I played to make the publishing process so darn difficult. I mean, I wouldn't say it's difficult. It just takes some trial and error. But yeah, I get what you mean. Like for me, it took me like weeks, like maybe like 3 weeks to get my game cleared. And it was like, I wouldn't call it hard, but I always tell people, took you a week to publish it. I mean, I guess you just think that that's hard. I don't know. It's the green lighting system is more easy now. That's for sure. But I don't think just to figure out how to publish it. I mean, their documentation kind of tells you what to do. For me, it was more just like I kept getting my images rejected. You know, I was just kind of trying to get accepted, and then I'm like, I'll go in and kind of clean up my page after I'm like greenlit, you know, and then I just kind of, yeah. So I'm actually gonna test my game right now. 10 years ago, probably easier now, possibly. It's possible. Before green lighting. Yeah, well, they don't do green lighting anymore. Now you just put it up. Now it's just like they just take every game that wants to go pretty much, and then they just bury you and make you invisible if you're not you know, if you're not really selling on your own. What is the difference between these two? This one is definitely longer. I think I just made a copy. This one has the Paragon code in it. This one doesn't. So this one is not. I'm just gonna delete this map. Okay, so. The art looks cool. Oh, thanks for the follow. I'm really close to 700. Pretty excited about that. While you're at it, feel free to check out my YouTube. I just broke 250 subscribers. I got a lot of really good RPG Maker content. I'm not sure if you have RPG Maker or if you're just a more general game dev. I've done a bunch of jam games. I have assets that I give away and stuff. So I'm actually going to do a full playthrough of my game. I'm probably going to do with the actual game music too. Because I'm going to post an update to Steam, maybe even by tonight, depending on how smooth this goes. Unity? Yeah, I'm kind of over Unity. I'm trying to learn Godot now. I've released like 3 Game Jam games in Unity, but I always hear horror stories about like long-term projects on Unity, you know? So it's not something I'm trying to do. Okay, so let me just turn the sound on. Turn the volume a bit up. Not so much AAA games. The people I know who have problems with Unity, it's more like long-term projects with small teams. I've made a bunch of jam games, which I think Unity is actually really great for jams. And I think they also have some strength in like really short-term projects, you know, like pushing out quick mobile games and stuff. Some controls. You're gonna get to see the whole freaking game real quick. I'm gonna go fast through it. I miss C#. Yeah. C# is pretty cool. I've been kind of messing with Godot script, and it's like TypeScript. So in case you're wondering if I'm gonna like read the dialogue, I'm not going to. I'm in production. I'm just trying to get through the game. The main thing I'm kind of looking for is Godot. You've never heard of Godot? Are you serious? My game? My game's an RPG, yeah. Yeah, Godot is the most popular engine in the world, bro. More people use Godot than Unity. Just, it's more international. Unity is more popular in the Western countries. But in the East, Godot wins. Yeah, I'm almost 40, so I'm pretty old school too. You know, that's why I like these kind of retro style RPGs. Heck yeah, it's got potential. What do you mean? Its potential is already realized. This is kind of a tutorial fight. There's not much to it. It just tells you all the stuff you can do. Oh, you're talking about my game when you said if it's, you haven't heard of it? Yeah, it's not that famous. Maybe someday. I like playing with gamepad too for RPGs. I don't like playing mouse click. I feel like it's more relaxing. I work on the mouse. I don't want to be on a mouse more when I'm like chilling. So basically what happened here is I mean for gaming it's not these rats are super weak. They're more just to teach you how to use the ability. Am I in Europe? No, I'm in Hawaii. Where are you? I guess I can just go straight to the level. Missouri? Yeah, I kind of just have a shitty connection. That's really all there is to it. Did you do the art? Majority. So I did like all of the walking sprites. And I did, oh, right there. I want to make that. I gotta write a note. So there's a part right there where I like put a character on top of another character, but there's a shadow which is like semi-transparent and it has two shadows, so it looks kind of ghetto. So what I have to do is I have to make it so I turn off the shadow. First each scene, turn off shadow on extra NPC. I don't know. Or figure something out. So like, okay, let's talk about art, right? I did these walking sprites. They have a walk and then they have a run. Oh, I gotta put the frame rate on. So, and there's like 12 playable characters with a walk and run sprite and an idle. So did I do the art? Yeah, I used tiles. I used like stock tiles and assets in the game. Yeah, it took me a long time to put these walk cycles together. The kids, the boys' walk is a little rough. I might come back and kind of clean it up. But the girls is really solid. It kind of took like way too much time, to be honest with you. I think the running one is both good for both of them, but the walk, yeah, the boys need some work. But I'm gonna be honest, like I'm just so burnt out on doing walk animations right now. Like I just want to put something in. Yeah, these are actually really high frame animations. The girls is like 10 frames per walk cycle and run cycle, and the boys is 6. The girl I needed to do a lot because she is like hard to read, but the boys was easier to read, so I could do less frames. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. I kind of wanted a more unique style, so I kind of drew mine from scratch. But the way you did it is going to be much faster, you know? I thought about adding a mechanic where you can only run for like 3 seconds to force people to walk more. I also thought about adding footsteps. How do you feel about footsteps? Was your game like a top-down RPG too? You can jump off the waterfalls. Hey, what's up, Blue Pen? I think that this little black thing you can like... Is there something in there? If there's not, I should put something in there. You know this cave? Yeah, you've seen it probably like 1,000,000 times. Footsteps. This looks deep. Yeah, I'm about to go fight Slither Dice. You got it. Yeah, water splashes. I'll write that down. There's a lot of little stuff. Yeah, especially in a cave, right? like outside in the grass, I feel like you don't really need the footsteps as much. Oh yeah, by the way, I have like a custom menu. You see how it like... So this isn't... Oh wow. Look at that. It glitches at the bottom. That's interesting. I'd have to change this image that I'm using for the map. Because what's happening is it's making it blurry so you can see like stuff you normally can't see. That's interesting. Are you an RPG Maker user? How you do that warp graphic? Warp graphic. What are you talking about, warp graphic? Warp graphic. I don't know what you mean. The blue thing. Oh, this thing? It's just a loop of like a sprite sheet. Yeah. With a little bit, there's 2 layers of it. There's a loop sprite sheet for that little blue thing in the middle, and then there's like a little blue circle that's set to additive. You know. No, this was actually like kind of an edited stock. Looks 3D. Thanks. There's a monster coming. That animation was super off. What happened there? Put a lot of work into this? Yeah, for sure I did. I've been working on this game for like 3 years. I answered your question before I even saw you type it. It's kind of funny. So this is like this scene, like you have to die in order to proceed. Did I do a Kickstarter? No. Someday, maybe. I do have merch. Yeah, and people sometimes donate on my stream. He has merch. Yeah, see the merch. Familia. Now available for like, I think $15? People buy it. Not like a lot, but people buy them. Should be my game development also. Is it hard to join my team? I don't know what exactly you're saying. I don't really have a team. What percent completion am I? I mean, the game is released. I just keep updating it. So 100, but then I work on it, and then it's still 100. Hawaii team stream, yeah. Oh, well, I don't really know if it's hard to join my team, but it is more geared towards people based in Hawaii or with some connection to Hawaii. It's not really for just anybody. You know, I'm based in Hawaii, so. Dude, that blur looks cool. Look at it. I just added this effect. That's why I'm kind of like looking at it. You see the way it gets blurry in the background when you pull up your menu? Yeah, how'd I do it? RPG Maker uses Pixie, which is like a OpenGL like rendering library with like effects like this. Oh, there's actually one more thing I wanted to add. I think I might add it and then start the game again. You know what? I'm just going to get to that part because I can put it up and then add it. But yeah, it has effects like blur and stuff. Uh, kind of want to clean up this scene too a little bit. How's Hawaii's situation? I don't recall any issues with drinking water. Nothing that's out of the ordinary. It's hard to say what news you've been watching, but they tend to hype things up in a way that isn't appropriate. There are times where we do have to like not drink tap water though. That definitely happens sometimes. Oh. There was a period where we weren't supposed to drink tap up country, but it wasn't like the whole island. Some of these transitions are still kind of funky. Even without the saves on. Do I have the autosaves on? I don't, right? Yeah, I surf. Although right now it's canoe paddling season, so I'm doing more of that. Look at that little cloud. Seen any sharks? Such generic questions. Yes. I've seen quite a bit of sharks in my day. These guys have good running animations too. The dog said roof. Yep. Roof! I want to put more comedy into the game, make it a little bit less serious. Like I'm gonna add more townspeople in and make them say more random crap. Like I want somebody to say, "There's nothing wrong with wearing teddy bear underwear." Is that an Asian version of rough? No, I think some people use roof for dogs, like roof. Roof. Honestly, if you go phonetically, I think dogs sound more like they say roof than rough, but everybody probably has a different opinion. Like, when I hear a dog, first time I've heard it, roof. Wait, what? It's interesting, she's standing like in the center. How did that happen? She's like, her idol is higher than theirs. Don't think you have the willpower? Well, there is a discipline to it, but I actually really enjoy working on my game. It's like one of my favorite things to do, so I'm more stoked on the process than the result. Although I do get excited to show people what I've improved and stuff. Did you see that? There was a bug. So, coming out of save menu. You know, it wouldn't be... You're saying it's difficult because you have 10 projects? Well, I think it wouldn't be as difficult if you just had one. This is like a mini boss. Actually, maybe I'll fight one guy to get a couple more levels. Yeah, I can beat them in. There's like an optional boss. I want to fight him. You see, this is a bug I just found. I'll fix that real quick. But basically, if you save your game and then turns go by character speed. Yeah. It only really matters though for the first round because it kind of evens out after that. Yeah, the girl in my party is really fast. Got a Japanese feel to it. Yeah, I was going more like generic Asian, like kind of intentionally. But yeah, I got ninjas, which are kind of a Japanese concept, and samurai. But I also have monks, which are... There's definitely Japanese monks, but I was thinking more of Shaolin monks when I made them. Well, that was a nice crit. Dang. Why didn't I heal there? Do the art for this boss. I had a stock image that I kind of manipulated and animated. Part of the reason is he seems less smooth because I'm using less frames on like a bigger image, you know, right? So it's like for stock images. This image is actually a part of the RPG Maker engine stock imagery, but it's pretty heavily manipulated. Like it wasn't originally animated, for example. I added that. One of my contributors. Like I have people in my community that help me with code or animations and stuff. So it's not like I've done all of it, you know what I mean? But everybody who helps me pretty much is helping for free. The only commission I did for the whole project was for the portraits so far. And not to say that I'm going to stick to that, I just haven't really had the freedom to invest a lot of money in it, you know? Yeah, blue pin anti helps. He's up. He does makes me go backwards. For sure. Yeah, blue pin's released a game called Eggnog Incorporated. It's pretty good, and then he has a he has another one I'm really excited about called Explore Story that has a free demo you can try. I think I might have a blue pin. I think I have a link for that. Does it work? Yeah, it does work. Cool. You can check out Eggnog too, which is a commercial release. It's already out. So I'm poisoned. I just added this effect. You see that how it randomly does that? Isn't that cool? Very cool. I gotta fix this. Oh. Okay. The rap song and everything. Yeah, I was actually really impressed with the music for Eggnog. You know, I think I just realized that filter doesn't go all the way off. There's like a... Yeah. Let me write that in there. RGB split filter is never removed. Okay, so I'm actually gonna start another list here. Because these two, like, I gotta fix them. Like, on my next kind of... Like, before I go live. This one too. This will take like a second. I'm gonna get laters. Thanks for hanging out. It's been a blast talking to you. Man, that chromatic aberration, you can really see it. It looks like I'm like on some old CRT monitor. Oh. Time is it? Might go to sleep already. Oh, it's almost 12 already. Shit. Okay, I'll do this one next scene. Get to the next part, and then we'll call it a night. Okay, the filter I think went off. Or did it? I can't tell. Not gonna get the achievement. Sleepy. I was up really late last night too. I stayed up to like past 4. And now it's like 12, so I'm pretty tired. Need to get to bed. I've been really working hard during the day too, like trying to get my web dev stuff going. Okay, I think I'm content saving it here. Okay. So that's good. Check for possible raids. Bizmaster Studios, let's go. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming to my wonderful stream. I'm going to start posting my VODs again on my second YouTube channel, my YouTube VOD channel. So I'm going to go, right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go download a bunch of them or start the download now that I'm going to go off the stream. So I'll still be in there in Bluepin's channel hanging out for a while. But yeah, if you're watching this as a VOD or you're watching it live, thanks for checking it out. You know, I'm going to try to get more on this content. Got the patch coming up. Tomorrow I'll definitely put this patch live without any doubt. I'm going to watch the VODs. You actually do watch some of them, maybe like while you're working on other stuff. Thanks for checking the VODs, people. But yeah, I've decided I'm going to start getting back on top of posting VODs. Mr. Commentary VOD Watcher. On my second YouTube, because it's like free content, right? And there are people who are going to my main YouTube channel and they just want more, you know? So, and they can't see me during my thing. And also too, like, the main reason I stopped doing VODs is because I was having problems with copyright music, but I'm not really using copyright music anymore. So I'm going to go back and start doing it again. I'm kind of gone more of the Bizmaster route. Anyway, good night. Bye. See you later. Bye, 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 bye.